Okay, this is the entrance to Site 1, just to the left past the visitor center. As you can see, it's nice and flat. It's called Boots. I'm not stopping because someone is camped there. It comes on around to a pull-through, which is Site 2, and the name is Canes Vinatici, I believe. But this is nice and level and a nice pull-through that goes back out to that exit. I showed you the entrance to Site 1, and you can come on around. You can also turn left here, right across from the windmill, and come to this same road that we're going to go down now to 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you can tell there's a left turn here. Once you make that left, the first site you come to is Site 3, which is Virgo, and they've been doing some grading to make it more level up there for a small rig, but as you can tell, it slopes really quickly down. And there is the trash can. Each site has a private trash can, or at least a trash can wall with trash cans behind it. A lot of people don't realize there's trash cans behind there. So you go past Virgo, Site 3, and you come up into the summer triangle of campsites 4, 5, and 6. Okay, there is Site 4. I believe it's pronounced Cygnus, and you can pull around behind that rock to Site 5, Aquila, and if you'll notice, coming back out, right there's a trailhead. Okay, so we've walked from Site 1, and then you can come in and around to Site 2, Site 3. We went up that road to 4 and 5, and you can keep coming straight here after you've turned in off the main road. And here is Site 6. It's pretty level. You might have to use some levelers, but it's Lyra Vega Strip, and its campsite, or its picnic table and campsite, is up in the rocks. And this, even though you don't access it or park in that summer triangle, and they have the signs 4, 5, and 6 over there, is actually campsite 6. So you don't access it by going up the road to 4 and 5. And as you can tell, this is a big, wide road. And it goes up here to Sites 7 and 8. And you can get lots of people in here. If you go left off of this big, wide road, this is Manos Cerros, which I believe is Site 7. Now you can see that it has a big dip right here. You'd have to get past that to get somewhat level up there, or you'd have to park back here for Site 7. And again, there's the trail marked. And so then down here, like I said, is, oh, sorry, I'm out of breath, you guys, is Site 8. And you can get a lot of people parked here if you wanted to. So Site 8, somebody could pull all the way up in there, and then other people could be parked down in here. And I want to remind you, each vehicle has to pay the full rate as a second vehicle. So even though you're sharing a site, you all have to pay. So Sites 7 and 8 You can get a lot of people grouped in. And then you just make your way back out, same way I just walked in, to the main road. This is a good overview of the electric sites. They are right past the visitor center and the windmill on the main road. And you don't take this first entrance, you take the second entrance and come around and come down. There are some that are first come, first serve, and I will show those to you. S8, E7, E8, E9, and E10 are available through Reserve America. Can you see this little camp host sign? They don't have one on E4 right now, but usually E3 and E4 are reserved for camp host. That means that your first come, first serve sites are actually E1, E2, E5, and E6. Okay, so you have 4 first come, first serve sites in the electric area, which means that you can stay there for 2 weeks if you happen to snag it, and whoever gets there first is who gets it. These 2 may be available, but they're usually reserved for camp host. And the reserve sites, 7, 8, 9, and on the other side of that Class A bus, Site 10, are on Reserve America. Just past the electric sites is the Orion group area, and that's the pavilion that I rent. And during the week of my meetup, I control who parks or who camps in there, and everybody can drive over for the events and park in there wherever you can find a space. Right across from the Orion Group Area Pavilion is a vault toilet for men and women, and it's always impeccably clean. You keep going up this road, and I'll show you the rest of the campsites. Okay, as you top the hill, you'll see the nice bench over here at the trailhead. And here to your left is the entrance for Site 10. And as you can see, it's quite nice and level. But it is a site of one of the petroglyphs. Oh, excuse me for being out of breath. And so, you will have people coming through there, but it's nice and level, and you could probably get 2 or 3 rigs in there if you wanted to. Some could park lower down here. Okay, let me take a moment and show you why they put this bench where it is on the side of the road. And I don't think it is a trailhead, actually. It's just so that you can enjoy this beautiful view of the mountains and then the outcropping that you can drive up to the top of that hill past those rocks, and that is the observation point. Then you can look back toward the visitor center. Just a beautiful spot here. As you top the hill, you come over and see that there are some more campsites down here in the rocks. But if you see that one up there in the trees, make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. You can see that picnic table. Well, you have to park all the way down here, and I'll show that to you in a minute, but that's why they say that's a tent-only site. Okay, and actually it's not a tent-only site, it's a walk-in site. You park down here. So if you had a little rig and you wanted to stay on it and you didn't mind being this close to the road, you could do that. And this is a first come, first serve site. You will not find it on reserveamerica.com. Keep walking or keep driving past that, and you come up on 2 sites that are in these rocks. This is Site 12, Corona Australis. And you can see that you have to go up and over and park in there. 2 small rigs could get in there, but you need to notice that you can see the other campsite right next to you. So this is 12. When you come back out here on the road, you can see 13 here. That is Corona Borealis. There is your picnic table and everything right next to 12. So you don't have much separating you. And you park over here. It's a little bit of an incline for the park, or to get up there and park. But it looks like once you get up here into the rocks, if you can maneuver into here, because there's a big rock blocking your way, and then you have to back out. If you pulled nose in, you have to back out to come back down the drive. So I would say this is also for a small rig. Keep in mind that Reserve America tells you the footage of the rig that you can have, but what they don't tell you is that you can have multiple rigs and that you each have to pay. And they might say, for example, that last spot that I showed you, you can get a 20-foot rig in or something. That's not something I would want to try. So that's why I'm showing you these individual sites on video, so that when you go to look at the map, you can make up your own mind. But go by the length that they have on the map. And if you have any questions, then call the office. Continuing our trek around the circle, I am assuming we are coming up on 14, and then that's Pegasus over there, or up there. But I am just walking the entire circle of the campground so that you can get a view of each site. Okay, yep, that is 14 Gemini, and all of these sites probably require some leveling. Oops, but it looks like that you could get 1 or 2 rigs in here, depending on size. Okay, and all of that is the Pegasus circle. You can see they have a vault toilet up here at the top of the loop for the Pegasus campground. Okay, as you come into Pegasus, the first site that you come up on is 15. It's a reservation site, which means you can go to Reserve America, and you see you can get to at least 2 rigs in there. But there's this little road that splits off to the left. This does say that this is 15A, a reservation site. So you would drive up that road I just walked up, and that would be 15A. And that looks backwards to me than what the map shows. So 15A is here. That is not level at all, but you can make that doable. And then if you backed in there, you can drive out over here. So I'm going to go back the way I came, which is the entrance there, and walk down here. There's 15 on the left. Sorry, my dog is pulling me. And then 15A up here, just past it. And we're gonna go back down here to the main road and make the loop, turning right at the gate and going around the Pegasus circle and the Pegasus campground. Okay, and it looks like 15 is a pull through because it goes around. Hey, y'all see my shadow? See, it goes around and comes out here. So you could definitely get somebody else in there on this side. They would just have to level up because it's pretty off level. And then here's the main road. Go on around, continue the circle. Next up is 16, Cassiopeia. What a beautiful site. And you could get 2 or 3 rigs in here, hopefully. Anybody coming to group up will do that. So the more people can attend KOKO Fest. I had people that didn't get reservations and people that took up entire sites like this, even though they were all camping together. So I just request, if you can, you know, double up with your friends so that the more people we can have and people don't get turned away. 16, Cassiopeia. And as you bank left and go up the hill, here's another trailhead to the Hydra Bike and Trail. And also, that tells us that you can take that trail and go up there pretty close. I've done it before, and I don't know if you can see somebody hiking out there. There's 2 people out there on the trail now at the base of the mountain. So you can take that trail and go to Table Mountain. And as you come up the hill past Table Mountain, you guys, look how pretty it is up here. I'm gonna run into an issue filming with the sun, but I'll do the best I can for you. This one here on the left is number 17. I guess it's pronounced Cetus. I'm not sure. I'll go down here past it with my back to the sun so that you can tell better about parking. But it looks like you could pull up in there a little bit and someone could park here. That one would have to be a car or something. And if no one had to get out and you could angle so that you didn't block people, you could even get a third one in here. Coming on around, we've got some Dodge Rams parked. And that's what you can do if you're camping with friends. There are people camped in those sites, so I'm not gonna show them to you, but that's 18, and it looks like 19 Perseus. And you could get several rigs in there, and gosh, if you're in Rams and different vans, you could probably get at least 5 in there. So again, if you're coming to my meetup and you're coming with friends, please be respectful of others trying to get a reservation. And I'll just turn around and just let you see it from this angle, but we're not going into those 2 campsites. And let other people get reservations as well when you can. Then you pass those 2 campsites and you're back at the gate and the vault toilet. So after we come out of Pegasus Circle, we are continuing the circle around the entire City of Rocks campground, and I'm going to do my best, like I said, for the sun. But through here, the road, there are no campsites for quite a ways till we get way up there to that outcropping. And you can see that these campsites go all the way back up there where that Jeep and A-liner are. So we will go check those out next. Okay, you guys, so this is 22, 23, and 24. And if you go up in there, you're either gonna have to back in or back out because there's no pull-throughs. So you've got 22, 23, and 24. Up here at the top is 21. But again, if you're in 21, you're either gonna have to back in or you're going to have to back out. And over here on the left is site 20, which is another walk-in Ursa Minor. That is the only parking that you get. Let me see if I can get a little closer so you can tell it. But that is not on reserveamerica.com. So that would be a first come, first serve. All right, so at the end of the road there is 21. And then you got 22, 23, 24. And you go back down there to the main road. As you come back down here to the main road, right at the intersection, on the left is site 25, which is named Crab. And you can see that they have, hi there, great, thank you. It's pretty level, it's a small pull through. They were able to get 2 cars and 2 tents, but it is right on that intersection, and it's a pretty tight pull through if you're in a big rig. Again, I'm trying to be respectful of people who are occupying a campsite and not invade their privacy. This one on the left, I'm assuming, is 26. Let me get a little closer and see. It is Pisces, and you can get, it's a pull through, and you could get a couple of rigs in there. Might have to do some leveling, but it's a lovely site. Okay, coming up on the quail. Can y'all see them crossing the road? And that is a pull-through site there on the right. Kind of wish I was going the other way, but then the numbers are reversed. But as you can see, the limbs are kind of low. But you could get a couple of people in there quite nicely. Bandit is really wanting to go after those quail. Anyway, this one here on the side, on the right, is 28. This one on the left used to be 27. It is not on Reserve America, and it is no longer available. As you can see, they have it, the post marked off. And we're walking past 28. I don't remember the name of it, and I want to get that for you. So I'll come down here. And Capricornus, or Capricornus. So you would pull in either way. It's a pull through. Quite nice, quite lovely. Just on the other side, the limbs are a little low, so be aware of that. This is site 29 right across the street, and is quite lovely. You could get 2 or 3 rigs in here. The ones on the outside might have to level up, but that is 29 Aries, and it is right across from the vault toilet. That's the west windmill. This is the drinking water, and it is the potable water on the west side, just past 28 and across from 29 at the vault toilet by the west windmill. Directly across from the windmill is 30, called Triangulum. It is a site when you walk up in there that you're gonna, or drive up in there. I'm walking, so I keep saying that. But when you walk up in there, that is going to be, you're gonna have to back out once you get in there or back into it. And I'm gonna walk it so you can see it. So you would pull in here, but you can tell it's got a big runoff here. So you could park down behind me and not even pull up in here. But this is the actual campsite. Quite lovely. But as you can tell, there's runoff, and it is not level at all as you head back down. So I would probably park there and walk up, or somewhere right in here. So keep that in mind for this campsite. Okay, again, that was site 30, Triangulum. And for whatever reason, this nice pull through right here is 30A, and doesn't show a name on the map, but it is a nice level pull through behind the rocks, and so it's easy to get to and easy to pull through, quite level, and you can put a couple of people in there easily. Looking at it from this side, that's 30A. You can see the vault toilet where the potable water was, and the windmill. So right here you've got the main road, 30A, and you go up this road to some more campsites. Okay, 31 and 32 are up here, as well as one of the petroglyphs. Here is 31, Serpens Cata, I think is probably how you say that. But I don't know how you would park in 31. You'd have to have a very small vehicle. 32, you can back in, or if you pull in, you're gonna have to back out. So you could probably pull in, turn around here, do a K-turn, and back in. But you do have some runoff. There's nothing the park can do about that. especially when they have hard winters here. And this is S8.E47. I don't know how to say that. Looking back down the hill, you can see someone's camped in 33. Here's their actual fire pit and table, and then 34. But we'll go back down to the main road and continue our trek around, and I'll show it to you from that direction. Okay, we're back down here at the intersection. 30A, vault toilet and potable water right around the corner there. And can't quite see it yet. There it is. And the windmill. We're going to continue our trek immediately past that 3-point intersection. This is 33, Serpent's Kaput. I don't know that that's how you say it, but that's that one. The road widens a little bit. And up here you have 34, but I cannot tell the name of the campsite. Have to look on the map, maybe Lacerte, something like that, and I don't want to invade their space to find out. But you can tell that that was a pretty big level site, but you'd have to park sideways, and that's their trash cans. Okay, just past that is this little lane that leads up to 35, and I think that is pronounced Camelopardalis. I am probably butchering these names, and I apologize. But as you can see, they backed in. It is not a pull through, so you would have to either back in or back out. I don't know if they would let a small car park here or if it is just not usable at all. Okay, as you top this hill, I've seen a lot of people camp here on the right, but you need to know that you are totally right on the road. And it is a reservation site, but you can see there is no wiggle room. I've seen RVs park here. I've seen people in cars and tents park here. Let me reorient you. So 35, that would have been 36 that was blocked off. And this is 37 right here on the road. On the map, it shows past 38, which is over here, and it is a pull through. You can pull in here and pull back down to the main road. When we get around the corner, I will give you a shot backwards and show you what the campsite looks like that is actually back there. You can see the fire pit right there. So that's 38 that we're looking at there. I just wanted to show you this panorama view on the west side. And out there in the middle, I don't think you can see it because of the sun, but is a bench from the trailhead. It's just gorgeous. Okay, as you round that corner and come up here on the entrance of 38 that I was just telling you about, that's the 4th vault toilet. So there are 4 vault toilets. You've now seen all 4 of them. And then the visitor center has bathrooms and showers. So this is 38 Sagittarius. And like I said, it's a pull through. You can't see it on the other side, but I showed you. Now you can see some people that have pulled up in here. I've noted that people always have trouble with this one, but they like it because they're up in the rocks. Okay, so that's 38, and right by it, 39 comes in, and you can see that they're parking up in there. And you can see through there, let me zoom in a little bit, that it is 39, again, I'm going to butcher the name, Vulpecula. But here's the thing about it. Unless that's a different campsite, it looks like it is a pull-through. Like a big one. I just don't know that that's accurate. I will verify that when I get down here in a moment. So that is 39, that's the back of the truck. So you can pull through and it goes on a long loop around to pull out. But it is evidently very hard to get level. This is site 40 Leo. It is not on Reserve America, so it would be a first come first serve site. Again, one of those very difficult to get level on. It looks like it might be a pull through. We'll walk up here and see, but this is a first come first serve site. Okay, so 40 Leo is not a pull through site. 41 Leo Minor is right next to it, And it is also first come, first serve. And we are going to continue our trek around the circle. Okay, coming up on top of the hill after 40 and 41. I think we'll go this way first. That says 44. And I know it is a first come, first serve site. We'll go past it. And that's the problem, is you have to go past it to get to the other sites. Okay, so you go up past that campsite and you come up in here. It's hard to get to. But here's 42, Lupus. And again, it would be hard to get up in here, and you would only be level up there by the picnic table. I'm standing in, I guess, yeah, 43 then is just directly across. And again, you can see the road. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath again. So you have 42, 43, and 44 at the bottom of the hill. And it is not a very good road. Once you get up in here, that is not a campsite. There's 42. Once you get up in here, you have to park pretty close to the rocks and pretty close to your campsite. Let me show you what 43 actually looks like. It's on up in the rocks before you can get level. But if you wanted to be tucked away, this is probably your place if you have the rig for it. And then directly across the street is 45, another first come, first serve, and that is Gruss, but it overlooks this whole plain and is next to the botanical garden and is the last campsite. So walking down the hill back to the visitor center, we're going to pass the botanical gardens right past this rock. And we've seen 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, which is 6 sites that are first come, first serve. And we passed a couple, 2 or 3 more that were first come, first serve in the park, plus the 4 electrical sites that are first come, first serve. So I hope this gives you, and you can tell that we're back at the visitor center right down here. And that is site 1 in those rocks right back where we began. And in here is the botanical gardens. It's just, like I said, and that's the observation point. A magical, mystical place. Look at that mountain. You can't even tell how big it is till I zoom in a little. All right, everybody, if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you down the road. Hope to see you at KOKO Fest, and keep on keeping on.